Swing, Strikeout für Marcel Giru gegen den Wiederaufschlagmann der Cardinals. Erstes Aus und weiter geht's mit der Nummer 10, das ist der Leftfielder Nick Piontek.
I believe we have the picture now back online, and we are ready to go at bat. Max, who do we have at bat?
Nick Piontek, the left fielder, is currently hitting, so the second hitter of the game. Sammy Gorge already struck out. We apologize for the delayed start, but we had some technical issues that we had to fix, but we're up and running. I hope you guys are joining us. The second game against the Cologne Cardinals yesterday night, a really well-pitched game from Bonn side. Marcus Schobach with 7 strong innings and gave up just 1 run. Nick made really all the adjustments that he needed to do in order to keep the Cologne lineup in check. The youngster came in and finished it off. 2 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts for the 19-year-old, which was awesome to see. And yeah, now we're on our way. In game 2,
2-2 the count. What do you know about our pitch report today, Marcel Giru? What can you tell us?
Marcel, yeah, typically
Nach dem Foul weiter 2 Balls, 2 Strikes, 1 raus.
Only his second start of the season. As the closer or high leverage reliever up until this point. Today is starting to due to a little injury from Nicholas Rimmel. So coaches decided to go with Marcel Giru. Definitely a strikeout.
In Nummer 1, obere Hälfte. Und jetzt für die Cardinals mit der Nummer 9, der designated hitter Paul.
Saw some good hitting.
Overall, I think really nice performance by Capitals hitters. I think they racked up 13 hits, which is nice to see. I still think that there's a lot of improvement to be made, especially with runners in scoring position and really getting that key 2-out hit in order to control the game offensively. And I hope that we can do this adjustment.
And a ground short on to first, and just in time, just like that.
Sauberes Play von Shortstop Eric Frank zu Daniel Lampard am ersten Base. 1-2 Inning für Marcel Giru. Keine Punkte für die Cardinals. Capitals coming up. Und hier die Aufstellung unserer Gäste aus Köln. Im Right Field mit der Nummer 12 Sammy Gorge. Im Left Field mit der 10 Nick Piontek. Der Third Baseman trägt die Nummer 37. Und das ist Evan Antonellis. Der First Baseman mit der Nummer 3 Moritz Jüdecke. Die 4 trägt Second Baseman Karl Wenzel. Mit der 28 Catcher Haruki Higuchi. Mit der 22 Centerfielder Nicolas Eckhardt. Mit der 25 Shortstop Timo Stock. Und welcome back to Bonn mit der 13 Starting Pitcher Zach Dodson. Weiter aufgehoben mit der 8 Pepe Stockhaus, die 18 Nikolai Kirchhoff und mit der 7 Flo Kaczynski und Headcoach ist Alex Bayham.
And Max, tell us about the lineup for Bonn today.
Yeah, we got Eric Brink as a shortstop
Leading off for the Capitals, Nummer 30, shortstop Eric Brink.
Danny Sanchez is going to hit fourth, playing second base. Danny Lempunt today, moving from first base to the DH spot. Marcus Solbach after 7 strong innings yesterday. Playing first base today. Anthony Rodriguez-Clemson manning left field. Matt Ward behind the dish. Josef Rosenthal in center field, and Luis Martin playing right field. And for the Cats, Eric Brink in the box. Zach Dodson, the pitcher for the Cologne Cardinals, somebody that the Bonn guys do know.
They know him well.
Pitched from 2019 till last year.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
His last year of his career, finishing up in Cologne and then moving to the States, back to the States. So he's a really experienced guy, versatile pitcher, can throw the ball on both sides of the plate, and features a slider, a curveball, a changeup, a 2-seam, and a 4-seam. So
2 pitches then.
there are 2 pitches for sure. Yeah.
I remember him being a very strong pitcher for Bonn, and now they face him. They should know him a little bit, but how many original players?
Und damit vollkommen 3 Balls, 2 Strike-Zählungen für die Nummer 30 der Capitals.
Eric Brink, Danny Sanchez, Lempunt, so also somewhat of a transition within the Bonn team.
Und ein Strikeout gegen Eric Brink zum Beginn des unteren ersten Innings. Weiter geht's für die Capitals mit der Nummer 29, Third Baseman Nick Michaels.
Oh, sorry, yes, indeed. Paying attention to your excellent reportage on.
Yeah, but it definitely helps if some of the guys in the lineup already know him, as Nick Michaels single to right field, solid line drive.
Base hit in right center field. Run on first base, 1 out. Coming up mit der Nummer 16, second baseman Danny Sanchez.
1 out in the inning. Bottom of the first inning.
Mit der Nummer 8 natürlich geteilt durch 2.
Yesterday his average dipped a little bit, dipped below 400 as he swings at the first pitch.
Vermutliche Regelung E6. Damit Sanchez auf dem ersten, Michaels auf dem zweiten Base für die Capitals bei einem Aus. Und am Start mit der Nummer 15, das ist First Baseman Daniel Lempunt.
Usual number 15. Well, that's in for a strike. What have you liked so far from the Bonn team?
So it was very obvious yesterday. They were able to get themselves on base, 13 hits in total. But also there was kind of troubling for them to get that decisive hit to get them in. But I do see the improvement overall. If you look at the entire season, we're doing a better job of getting ourselves on base, and we can use the finishing weekends of the regular season to improve our timely hitting, especially when guys are on base.
Yeah. Bonn 13-4 on the season. The Cologne Cardinals 4-13. The reverse. As that's in for Bonn Capitals 1-2. So Cologne holding on to the final playoff spot, and Doran just a bit behind them. and they need this game to keep their playoff hopes alive. Grounder to third, step on the base, over to first, and that'll do it.
Und ein 5-3 Double Play Groundout zum dritten Base. Keine Punkte für die Capitals im ersten Inning, damit weiterhin 0:0 der Spielstand.
Das Ball, mein Mann.
Capitals baseball. My name is Brent Kerrigan. I'm joined by Max Schmitz. And sorry for the technical delays that you may have experienced on that end. We are trying to get everything back in order. If you're just joining us, no score as we go to the top of the second inning. At bat for the Cardinals is Evan Antonelius. Sorry, trying to get some of these names straight. He's the third baseman for the Cardinals. How's it look so far to you, Max, as we head to this top of the second inning? Maybe you want to give a quick recap on what's happened so far in case some of the viewers couldn't hear us.
Yeah, so we have Marcel Giru on the mound for the Capitals, who is just surrendering his first base runner via the base on ball, but he looked really strong out the gate, struck out 2 in the first inning. And yeah, Zach Dodson in his first inning of work today had a little trouble, had two base runners, but was able to get out of the inning without the Capitals scoring with a ground ball double play to end the inning. So also there the pattern of getting guys on and then not finishing the inning, making sure that you immediately after the game starts, put your footprint offensively on the game. But it's early. It's all right. First time through the lineup, you cut these guys some slack.
Absolutely. No outs. Runner on first delivery. That's the second pitch in a row that he's made he's fooled the batter on that one. Nice pitching there by Giru. Good French-Canadian name, it seems. Canadian?
He's actually German.
Oh.
He's actually German. So German passport, German national team pitcher who's
good.
Experienced guy who has pitched for the Stuttgart Reds, the Heidenheim Heidecup, the Mannheim Tornadoes already, and usually spends his winters in Australia, also playing baseball there. So, but we're really happy to have him here in the Rheinaue playing for the Bonn Capitals this season, and he's doing a tremendous job. He's roughly striking out 2 batters an inning. That's what he's been showing us.
Third of the day.
Third of the day just now.
I'll bring up Wenzel. Runner on first. 1 out.
Yeah, Kyle Wenzel yesterday 1 for 3 with a ringing double down the third base line. Struck out and flew out to center.
Not much of a lead on first base. And that comes in for a strike. Giroux looking sharp as we head into this first top of the second. Got a good turnout today, Max, even though it's a bit overcast. And it was threatening of rain earlier. But I think we're in for a really good game today. If you're still at home and wondering whether you should come or not, come on out to the ballpark. Got a lot of great things happening today. As we see a liner into left, that's going to land just in front of the left fielder. The runner coming around second. He will be in at third with a slide, but no throw. And the Cardinals have runners on the corners. Almost got to that one, Max.
Almost did. It was somewhat of an in-between hop, and Anthony Rodriguez-Klinsing not sure how he should approach that ball. Bobbled it, gave the Cologne Cardinals, Evan Antonellis, the opportunity to get that extra back. So runners on the corners now with 1 out, And the catcher, Haruki Gochi, at bat.
Yeah, he looked like he had a bit of hesitation on that in left, and that moment cost him. But we'll see if we can get out of this. Giru has struck out 3 in the game so far, and we're only in the top of the second. Good lead at first base by Wenzel. Throw back, nothing doing. Antonielis at third for the Cardinals. I would suspect the runner was likely on his way. Let's see. Delivery not going. And a hit on to second. And a first double play, and that will end the inning. So Giru gets out of it. No damage done. We head to the bottom of the second. Here in Bonn, no score. We'll be right back on Cavs TV.
Das Inning zu Ende. Keine Punkte für die Cardinals. Weiterhin 0:0 der Spielstand.
Wir auch an diesem Sonntag bedanken wir uns recht herzlich bei unseren Hauptsponsoren, die das und den Baseballsport hier bei uns im Stadion Rhein-Aue möglich machen. Besonderer Dank geht raus an die Dr. Schutz GmbH, die Deutsche Telekom und hoffentlich unser neuer und langanhaltender Partner Popeye. Recht herzlichen Dank für die Unterstützung am deutschen Baseballsport.
Welcome back to Bonn, where there is no score. Just a quick note, technically, there is no scoreboard. Oh, there is now a scoreboard. Another update, no scoreboard. We will try and keep you updated as we go. Zolbach is up at bat for the Capitals. Max, what a game he had yesterday.
Yes, 7 strong innings. I mentioned it before. Struck out seven guys and only allowed 1 run. And funny enough, though, the veteran with 12 years of experience after the game told us that was the worst outing of his Bundesliga season this year. So
that's incredible.
He has a really high standard for himself, and he holds himself accountable. He said he didn't do a good enough job adjusting and missing spots.
I think a lot of players probably wish they had a bad game like he had.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's proven it again. His ERA is again under 1.
Incredible.
So it's really an incredible season that we are witnessing from Markus Zolbach.
Definitely, he's got a 3-2 full count on him. And he's out. He swung and missed, so that'll bring up Klinsing. He's playing left field today.
So also here the experience from Zach Dodson, knowing that in a 3-2 count you probably are sitting fastball as a hitter, and here with the off-speed slider in the dirt, Markus Zolbach chasing, not able to hold back and take the base on balls.
Delivery by Dodson is outside. 1-0 count, 1 out.
Starting him back also with that breaking pitch, so pitching backwards early. Zach Dodson at some point told me that in the previous outing that he had against Bonn, he was fastball heavy, and Bonn was able to crush those fastballs. So he said he's going to also make an adjustment, and we are witnessing this early on here. Zach Dodson really using his entire repertoire of breaking pitches early.
Right, and you were mentioning earlier when, in case viewers missed it, he does, of course, have quite an arsenal of pitches.
Yeah, featuring both slider and curveball, so a lot of breaking pitches here, trying to make Anthony Rodriguez-Klinsing chase that fastball elevated.
So the count is 2-2. And that's outside. That's a full count. No runners on base. Bottom of the second inning. Sun's just peeking through the clouds. We've got a wind blowing directly out to center field.
So hitter-friendly conditions today.
Absolutely.
But we got two really good, experienced lefties. Currently
That's
not allowing a lot.
No, second strikeout in a row for Dodson. He's got 3 on the day. And that'll bring up Ward. This is the new player for Bonn. Tell us a bit about him, Max. What do you know?
New catcher for the Capitals, just joined the team last week. You're a fellow Canadian.
Oh, I was waiting for that. Absolutely.
You're a fellow Canadian, so Canadian with a British passport, playing in the U.S., Niagara University, just finished his college career there as a senior, was able to attend the regionals for the very first time, I think, in school history, so that was very exciting.
Wow.
And that was very exciting for him as well, as I talked to him about it, and he said he was thrilled as he now hits singles into left field, finds the hole between third base and shortstop. So with 2 outs, some life for the Capitals.
Nice hit by Ward. And that'll bring up Rosenthal. He's center fielder for the Caps today.
Yeah, Josef Rosenthal, really a great game yesterday.
Yeah.
Racked up 2 hits, 2 RBIs, scored 2 runs, and got on base 3 out of his 4 ABs. So really, really good day for him offensively yesterday.
Was he playing hitting in the bottom of the order yesterday,
yes.
Max?
Yes, he was. So he hit out of the 8-hole. Reasoning behind it is that head coach Stan Exeter wants to flip the lineup over to his best hitter, Brank.
And another single into right field, as now Bonn has something cooking with 2 out. Runner on second and Rosenthal on first. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in there, Max, but it's great when you get that kind of production at the bottom of your order.
100%, and I mean, Rosenthal continuing his hot streak here with a solid line drive single to right field, so he really seems to enjoy that 8-hole. And now Luis Martin, also promising young hitter who's been tremendous for the Capitals in the past few weeks. Offensively,
he's
really picked it up, and that's great to see. Hopefully, he can now, with two outs, turn the lineup over to the red-hot Eric Brank.
And he's out early on that one, but fouls it just behind him. So the runner at second is Ward. Runner on first, Rosenthal. We have a 1-1 count. 2 out, no score yet. At the bottom of the second inning here in Bonn. How's that scoreboard looking?
It is looking bad, but
we're working on it.
We have one.
Oh, we have one now. Okay.
But it's really bad.
All right. We'll keep working. By wheel, I mean Fabian. If they let me, there would be no picture. So runner on first and second. And the pitch to Martin is ball.
So hitters count now, 3 balls, 1 strike for Luis Martin. So good opportunity here in the early go and in the bottom of the second inning to put a run on the board.
And a chopper. Shortstop takes it, steps on second, and that'll end the inning. So Bonn gets 2 runners, a single by Rosenthal and by Ward, but unable to get them home. We head to the top of the 3rd inning here in Bonn, no score. We'll be right back on Caps TV.
Wir schenken unseren Mobilfunkkundinnen unbegrenztes Datenvolumen während der EM. Jetzt buchen bei Magenta Moments in der Mein Magenta App.
Welcome back to Bonn Capitals Baseball. No score here, top of the 3rd inning. And coming up, we have Nick Ehrhardt. And he's struggling a bit this season, Max. He's got a non-base percentage of 176. Usually you mentioned one of the better hitters, though.
Usually one of the better hitters for the Cardinals. Also occasionally showing some pop. So I experienced, or I saw him.
Well, there's a hit into center, but
Josef Rosenthal able to run in and catch that ball out of the air for out number 1.
Nice catch. I'll bring up Timo Stock. He's the shortstop for the Cardinals. So 1 out already here in the top of the 3rd. Giru has in a little bit of trouble in the last inning, managed to get out of it.
With that key double play.
Yeah. Which also ended, a double play ended Bonn's last half inning as well. Wind picking up, you may hear that through the microphones. Windy day here in Bonn. And he checks with the umpire, and the umpire said that was a bit low. 1-1 count. And 1 out. And that pitch is high, 2-1. So Timo Stock, his average is 174 on the season. Also, bottom of the order, struggling a bit with the bats. He's got 8 hits on the season.
So the typical old school shortstop that you cut some slack and tell him, hey, as long as you do the make your plays defensively, it's okay if you only hit a buck 70. So
that's right.
You hope for the old school approach, but he gets onto base via the base on ball. So that's base runner for the Cardinals.
And he has walked. That'll be his 6th walk of the season, so he can get on that way. By hook or by crook, though, right, Max? As long as you get there.
Yeah, true. Most important stat in baseball is get on base.
That's right.
That's 100% true, right?
So Sammy Gorsh is up. He's the right fielder for the Cardinals. He struck out in his first at-bat. Big lead over at first base by Stock.
Definitely. Also some speed. So Timo Stock known to steal a bag every once in a while. So
He's got 4 stolen bases on the season. He's been caught twice, though. So let's see. New catcher behind. Maybe he's going to want to put Ward to work, test his arm a bit. Giru throws back to first.
Definitely a challenge because with the lefty Giru on the mound, who has the better vision compared to the righty pitcher, has the play in front of him, and some of these lefties are even able to decide mid-leg kick whether they're going to go home or pick off to first base. So definitely a little work in testing Giru out and his move out. Also the challenge for Timo Stock right now.
Gorsh looks down to the third base coach, see what's cooking. 1-1 count.
And he's going. And
yeah, he was going.
That was definitely the designed hit and run as Sammy Gorsh tried to protect that high fastball, fouls it off out of play.
Yeah, and he will redo, the third base coach, redoing the signs, see if the same play is on. Doubtful.
Unlikely with the 2 strikes on the hitter, but maybe put Timo Stock in motion again with a straight steal.
1 out, no score. Not going, and that pitch is outside. 2-2 the count. So the leadoff batter, Gorsh, is .295 average. He's got 2 RBIs on the season, so a bit of a threat at the plate. Looks over, and the runner looks like he was going and then scrambles back. So Stock scrambled and then decided against it. Not going this time. Fly ball into center field. Rosenthal under it. He's got it. And the runner goes back to first base. Stock. That's 2 outs now in the inning, and that'll bring up Nick Piontek, the left fielder for the Cardinals. Is he going on 2 outs, Max? What would be our strategy on this? Do you want to get him into scoring position with your number 2 batter at the plate, or do you risk it?
It's a little bit the question if head coach Alex Bayham trusts the middle of his order to string some hits together against Marcel Giroux, or if you really want to make sure that Timo Stock gets into scoring position as quickly as possible to score that 1 run to take the lead in this game. So I wouldn't be surprised if I'd see Timo Stock
go
for it and steal second base, or attempt at least, over the course of this at bat right now.
Yeah, Piontek's got 8 hits on the season in 30 at bats. That works out to about a .267 average. Stock waiting patiently at first base for his chance. And he's going. Throws back to first behind the runner, on to second. They've got him in a rundown, and easy out there for the Capitals. Very nice erudite throw over.
So anticipating that stolen base and making sure that they pick him off. So no harm done.
No harm done. Bottom of. Oh, yes, we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. No score here in Bonn. Right back on Caps TV.
Keine Punkte für die Cardinals. Spielstand weiterhin 0:0.
Welcome back to Bonn Capitals baseball. No score, bottom third inning, and up comes the Eric Brank. And I say the because let's take a look at some of this. Leads league offensively almost across the board. Right? Hits, home runs, doubles, triples, walks, and second in batting average. More than a 400 hitter, Max. What's he like to coach?
Oh, he's an absolute coach's dream. He has a tremendous work ethic. He knows that with his increasing age, he has to work harder in order to maintain the really good results that he's seeing over the course of the past 5 years. He's tremendous. He's like a whiskey. He ages well and he gets better with age. So and as he gets hit by
And
a
he
pitch
gets hit.
in an 0-2 count, so I think Eric Brank will take that.
Yeah.
Leadoff base runner for the Capitals. No, but Eric, he's I gotta admit, I'm a little biased. He's one of my best friends also, but he really he makes coaching fun. He makes the interaction with him fun. He's a baseball knowledgeable guy.
Defensively as well.
And defensively, he's top notch. Offensively, he's making a huge impact. So we're very, very happy that we have Eric here for this season as well, and we hope we can continue to work with him. However long he decides to still play baseball, and he's my age. He's 32, but he is definitely aging very, very well.
Right. And it is an 0-1 count. And the umpire walks the ball back to Dodson. So he attempted a bunt on that play, threw it. And we see Max Ballas is at the game. Wow, the return. This reminds me of last year, Max. Nice to see you. And
the return of the lost son.
It's true. He's back. Better times ahead, friends. Dodson hit Brank with a pitch. Brank's on first. Got a healthy lead out there. There is nobody out. 0-1 count and throwback.
Also, that's something that we need to mention, Eric. Also, a base running thread already with 12 stolen bases this season. So he always picks his spot to go, basically has a green light. Whenever he's at first base, he's going to do his thing.
They say 5-tool player. It seems like he's got 9 or 10.
Yeah,
and
there he goes.
Gone, yeah.
Oh, that hit and run. I think Eric had that base stolen for sure, but Nick Michaels fouls this pitch off, so Eric Brank has to retrieve back to first base.
With that lead, he could have been a third.
He definitely had a tremendous jump just now, trying to get himself into scoring position for the heart of the Capitals lineup.
Indeed.
Nick Michaels in a 0-2 count with a solid base hit in his first AB today.
Nichols hitting 303 on the season. Brank holding his ground. He's going again. Early out, not even a throw down. It wasn't even close.
Standing up. That's the disadvantage if you have a guy like Dodson who is not able to decide mid-leg lift that he can still throw over to first base. Then he just needs so much longer to home plate, giving Eric Brank the time he needs to steal second base standing up without a throw.
Right, not being held on too close at second either. And chopper foul. That is still count remains 1-2. Nobody out. Brank in second.
And the head coach Stan Exeter shows off his skills, fielding that foul ball, throwing it immediately back to Zach Dodson. So 1-2 count. Runners in scoring position with no out. Again, good opportunity for the Caps to score early in this one.
Yeah, a little. Just keeping Brank honest at second is Dodson. And the fans start to get into it. Always a good crowd. The Caps game. Come on and join us. There is still time, of course. Delivery, and Brank is going. Single down to third, but fumbles the ball, and everybody is safe. Runners on the corners for the Capitals. So third baseman looked like it was one of these cases where he was making the play before he actually had the ball. and boots it.
Yeah,
And nobody
also
out.
very unfortunate. Eric Brank again reading the defense there, stealing third base on the on Zach's Dodson move. Also there, probably uncontested safe if Nick Michaels doesn't hit that ball into play. Nick Michaels hits a rocket towards third base, the third baseman Evan Antonellis, and he problems picking it up. So runners at the corners now with no outs for the Caps.
Sanchez takes it low. Michael stays on first. Not going on that pitch. One has to wonder if runner takes second, because with the speedy Brank on third, might not want to risk the throw down. And a hit, good hit into right field, but it's caught. Brank tagging from third. Throw down, and he slides under. He is safe. And Bonn takes the lead, 1-0. Nice tag by Brank. Nice RBI, of course, by Sanchez.
Yeah, really all you need in that situation, right? You want to elevate the ball, hit the fly ball into the outfield, giving Eric Brank the chance to tag up and score in this one. So, but really good throw from the right fielder of the Cardinals. So Sammy Gorge really making it close at home plate, but Eric Brank able to slide in safely for the first run of the game, and the Capitals thereby lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Even though our scoreboard in the stadium just awarded that run to the Cardinals, but don't get fooled. We have problems with scoreboards today, all around. So 1-0 the lead for the Caps.
We'll keep you in line, and the runner is going. Michael's in the second end. Another bobbler short, throws down to first, still gets the runner, and that'll end the inning.
That is the second out, I think.
I was tricked by the scoreboard myself, Max.
Yeah.
So
they anticipated the out already, so they were one step ahead of us. But Daniel Lampont here with also, which could have been a designed hit and run move.
Yeah.
Ending up with Nick Michaels at second base with 2 outs.
I knew I was wrong when I didn't see the team coming off the field. So, we have Marcus Solbach at the plate. Runner on second is Michaels. Chopper to third, and that would be the second error of the game for the third baseman as Michaels comes around to score. 2-0 for Bonn. That's a tough play at third base, Max.
Yeah, it really was. High chopper, a lot of spin on that ball. Evan Antonelli's not able to pick it up cleanly. The third error of the game for the Cardinals, the second one of the third baseman. Yeah, so Zach Dodson has to work around some miscues of the Cologne Cardinals defense.
Yeah, and Solbach it comes off a hot game last night, hitting well today.
And then Anthony elevates this ball to left field, but it hangs up there hangs up for the left fielder of the Cardinals to end the inning. But the Caps score 2 runs in the bottom of the third, and we are heading to the fourth.
Die Cardinals führen nach der Innings mit 2-0.
Ein besonderer Dank geht auch an das Lichthaus Enzinger, die Sparkasse Köln, Bonn, Polanski, Versandservice Robinson Well, Pitt, Bonn Busch, der DHL Group, der Rokoborg, Ebridge Consulting, McDonalds der Firma Tram, der Steve GmbH und den Stadtwerken Bonn. Vielen Dank für die Unterstützung. Heute und zu jedem Spiel.
Welcome back to Bonn Capitals baseball. There is a score, and the scoreboard is corrected here. It's 2-0 Bonn over the Cardinals after a couple of miscues. Defensively for the Cardinals, some key hitting, of course, led by Eric Brink to lead things off. As we head to the top of the fourth inning, we've got Piontek, Statler, and Tonielis coming up for the Cardinals. So Piontek, 0 for 1 today, 267 hitter on the season. Takes that for a ball. Giru on the mound still for the Caps. All right, and swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. The wind has died down now here at the ballpark. More fans coming in. Fouls that one back. So the Cardinals are going to have to string a few hits here together because Giru is looking good on the mound today. So they got their work cut out for them. Number 47 sets and delivers.
Yeah, Marcel last season pitched in the French league actually, and was the strikeout leader of the entire league, so he definitely is a tremendous pitcher here on the mound for the Capitals. So the Cologne offense has their work cut out for it, but here a solid line drive, base hit into left field, single for Piontek.
Bring up Statler.
So leadoff base runner here for the Cardinals in the top half of the fourth inning.
Might want to keep an eye for Piontek at first base. He's got 5 stolen bases on the season, but he's been caught 3 times.
But also, again, a healthy lead here at first base.
Yeah, they're going to have to get, they're going to want to get that runner over. They have to get something going. But as we said, he's got a good throw over. He's not going on that pitch, and that comes in for swinging strike. Had him fooled on that one. Giroux stepping in today with the injury to Romo, no?
Rimmel, yeah. Not really sure yet what is happening or what has happened and how serious it is. But we're precautionary. Are going to make sure that he gets some rest this weekend, and going to make sure that the doctors see him before we run him out there. But as of right now, it doesn't seem too serious. So we hope we see Niklas Rimmel back on the mound soon for the Capitals.
Absolutely.
But we didn't want to take any risks, so Stan Exeter decided to give him the day off, and I think we have a great alternative on the mound here with Marcel Giroux that induces the pop fly. 4 out, number 1.
1 out in the inning. Top of the 4th. 2-0 Bonn. So Giroux the runner wasn't going on first base, so we didn't really see an attempt to go. I still got a great lead out there. Giru picked off Stock first base, I believe, last inning. Throw back, nothing doing.
Yeah, maybe they have learned their lesson, seeing that Marcel Giroux is one of those lefties that can decide mid delivery to go back to first base and pick somebody off. So making the adjustment there.
Antonellis at the plate. And that's low. Two balls, no strike. Piontek still has got a very good lead out there, but not going. Probably a little more cautious after that pickoff last inning. And throwback, nothing doing there. Again, we have one other game happening today. May need some help with the pronunciation, Max.
Oh, so Heidenheim is playing against Hunstetten.
Hunstetten.
Top of the first, so it just started. 0-0 ball game there. And we also have the second really interesting.
Another pickoff by Giroux, and they tagged him going back to first, and he is out. So we were looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, but I looked up just in time to see, yes, beautiful.
Another caught stealing, yeah.
Yes, and so I'm really doubting there's going to be a lot more running on Giroux. He's definitely got a great pickoff move. So nice work by Giroux. And that'll take the threat off first base, and we have 2 outs now in the inning.
What I meant to say is also that the game going on between the Hamburg Steelers and the Paderborn Untouchables. Yesterday, Hamburg able to win the game 13-6 against Paderborn, which was somewhat surprising, but also obviously from a Capitals perspective helpful, for sure.
I was also surprised when I saw that. Paderborn and Bonn being neck and neck in the standings up until yesterday. Still are, I guess. I mean, it's 1 game difference, but helped Bonn's case for sure. So we have Judica at bat with Antonellis at first. And there is 2 out. High fly ball into center field. Coming in, Rosenthal, he has got it, and that'll end the inning. Was a threat at first, didn't pan out for the Cardinals on yet another pickoff play. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning here on Bonn Caps TV.
Hallo, ihr habt einmal gewonnen.
Fernsehen gucken mit uns.
Ja, Stick rein, Anmeldung, fertig.
Egal welchen Internetanbieter du hast. Ihr könnt immer Magenta TV gucken. Links.
Kann ich auch 2 Spiele gleichzeitig gucken?
Ja. Nur bei Magenta TV gibt es die Konferenz.
Ja, nur da.
Kannst du ein bisschen leise?
Genau, wie viele Fragen?
Ja.
Können wir einmal kurz alleine gucken?
Danke, das ist lieb. Das ist so schön mit dir. Es ist so schön, mit dir hier zu sitzen.
Nur bei Magenta TV. Alle Spiele der EM inklusive. Magenta TV 6 Monate für 0 €. Egal bei welchem Internetanbieter.
Das ist Mia.
Welcome back to Bonn. 2-0 is the score for your Capitals. And coming to bat this inning will be Ward, Rosenthal, and Martin. Bottom third of the order. Good game so far. Some interesting plays. Couple pickoffs, couple errors on the Cardinals side as well. Third baseman.
Yeah, and one by the shortstop, so they have allowed 3 base runners and at least 1 run via the error. So,
yeah, Bonn 5 hits on the day compared to 2 for the Cardinals. I noticed though, Max, that at least according to the official score that we have here, they are counting 1 error on each team.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah.
So I have 3 hits on the day in my scorebook, and 2 of the hits that have been awarded to Capitals hitters in my eyes, miscues by the Cologne Cardinals defense.
I'd agree with you on that.
But we're not responsible for the official scoring of the game. We're just reporting it as we see it.
We do our best.
We do our best to do it as plausible as possible, but
Dodson on the hill still for the Cardinals. That foul is fouled back by Ward. That will bring the count to 2-2. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. Dodson should know at least some of these hitters well. Not Ward, obviously. This is one of Ward's first games. And strikes Ward out. And that'll bring up Rosenthal. Rosenthal with the great game yesterday. And
continued his streak today in his first AB.
That's right.
With a solid single to right field.
Yeah, he's hitting .263 on the season. Not bad for your number 8 hitter. Swing and a miss on that one. Not happy with himself. Coaching himself.
Coaching himself, yeah. During an AB, okay. Got to have a short memory, flush the toilet, and
that's right.
Go at it again.
High pop-up. Looks like it's heading foul. It is. Right on top of the VIP area. But they are covered, so no harm done. See the little leaguers behind us in one of the diamonds. Practicing the next, they're the next generation of Caps players playing behind us. Delivery by Dodson. And that's inside. The count is 1-2. You have to miss it, though, a bit, Max, not being in that dugout.
Oh, I would love the talk between the guys, and I would love to see what is going on there, and I would love to hear what the tactic is or what they're going to do. But other than that, I'm happy to be where I am right now. It's okay. I think we had a good run as Josef Rosenthal hits it sharply to the second baseman, but he throws him out in time at first base for the second out of the inning.
So my question is, though, on to more important things, Max. Are we going to have to call you Doctor? Refer to you as Doctor on the broadcast?
Oh, not quite yet.
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. I'll let you know. But it's also even after I finish my PhD, it's not necessary for you guys to call me Doctor.
And that's no
foul ball.
Yeah, it's
called
a foul,
by the umpires.
I had to stand up for a second. It was out of my sight.
Louis Martin hitting it off his chin guard, so no problems there.
So Martin's 0 for 1 on the day. He's got 15 hits this year and 55 at-bats. Not doing bad. That works out to about a 273 average. Yeah, throughout the lineup, Bonn is looking good.
Yeah, really struggled at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
A lot of guys not reaching their potential offensively, but as you know, you don't have to play your best baseball in April.
Nope.
As Louis Martin swings and misses here.
That was my hope for my Toronto Blue Jays. They got off to a slow start in April and a slow start in May, and they're really continuing that into June. So, yeah.
Okay.
They got that in the end of the bat, so pop up to the first baseman. That's going to end the inning. Not much in the way of offense for Bonn, so we go to the top of the 5th. 2-0 Bonn. Back on Caps TV.
Pause geht es wieder weiter hier für die Capitals am 13. Juli in den Sommerferien gegen die Doren Wild Farmers. Aber auch schon vorher in den nächsten Wochen, an jedem Wochenende reichlich Baseball-Action in Rheinau mit den diversen Jugendteams oder Zweitvertretungen und Drittvertretungen der Capitals bzw. der Cotton for Saints.
Welcome back to Bonn Capitals Baseball. 2-0 is the score in favor of Bonn. Bring up Wenzel. And he is 1 for 1 on the day today. Facing Marcel Giru, who is having himself a pretty good game so far. 4 innings pitched, no earned runs, 3 Ks, and 3 walks. And that's low. You got yourself a favorite MLB team, Max?
I do.
Who's that?
So my family at the time lived in the United States for 2 years due to my dad's work, and we lived in Seattle.
So that's a good park out there.
So I'm a diehard Seattle Mariners enthusiast, I would say. So I'm following them closely, and hope they're doing good. And
their pitching's great.
Their pitching is tremendous right now, and they're actually leading the American League West over the Texas Rangers, reigning champs, and the Houston Astros. So that's really good to see.
They've got a good team, and I have a soft spot for the Mariners. They came into the MLB same year as the Jays, 77. And a grounder past the third baseman into left field. Now they'll get the lead runner, Wenzel, on.
Yeah, tough hop there for Nick Michaels. You're really hitting the edge, and then really that ball taken off. So tough play for him. Not able to get a glove on that ball.
Right. And that will bring up Haruki Gochi. 132 on the season. He's got 7 hits, 53 at-bats. Runner on first is Wenzel. I imagine the runners will be a little more cautious after 2 pickoff plays by Giru in the last 2 innings.
Yeah, really nice controlling the running game. I know Cologne has been aggressive, trying to create motion and create chaos and runs through their aggressiveness on the base path, but Marcel Giroux really making it tough on these base runners to get in motion and steal bases. So good job, really good job so far. Matthew Ward also behind the plate showing off his blocking skills, so defensively definitely a good addition to the team.
Yeah, so Wenzel's got 1 stolen base on the season, so I don't imagine he's too much of a threat out there. Number 47, Giroux, looks the runner, takes lead off first base. And that comes in for a strike. 3-1 now the count. Giroux has walked 3 batters today. And that's up high, and that will be his 4th walk, and that will put runners at first and second with nobody out. So the Cardinals have their number 9 hitter coming up, Timo Stock. So Wenzel on second.
Actually, Nick Eckert, the eight-hole hitter up. Flied out his first AB. Yep. So Nick Eckert and Timo Stock now up for for the Cardinals, and Matt Ward taking the defensive timeout and discussing this strategy for Marcel Giru, giving him a little break after the leadoff base hit and the base on ball. So now something cooking for the Cardinals. 2 runners on, no outs.
Eckhart is certainly having his struggles. I know I mentioned it early in the first inning or second inning, and he doesn't have a hit yet on the year, and Capitals are hoping this is not the time he comes through with that hit.
So
shows
he
bunt, but no.
shows bunt and takes it for a strike, but also corners in for the Capitals, anticipating that this is a good bunt situation with a guy at the plate struggling a bit. So
Yeah.
Nick Michaels playing even with the bag, and Marcus Solbach at first base, even playing on the grass already.
Yeah, obviously not holding him too close to second.
And
Shows bunt again, but in the dirt.
So definitely a crucial spot here, but if they are bunting, might as well just take the out.
Yeah.
I always feel like the out is the most important thing in baseball. And if they hand an out to you, you go ahead and take it.
And throw back to second, but runner gets back. Saw Brank snap back in there. That play was nicely executed, but they didn't fool the runner. That's Wenzel out there at second. Eckhart, number 22 at the plate. Nobody out, 2-0 the score. Bonn
He's
leading.
probably going to turn around and bunt again, as
And
he
he
does.
is.
Yeah, foul ball for strike 2. So
Yeah, that should end the bunt attempts, but I have seen it before. The 2-strike bunt here,
the
which
2-strike bunt. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand that.
I don't either. I'm usually not a big fan of the bunt in general,
right.
but
So few players do it well. That's also the challenge. It's a lost art.
and I'm not against bunting per se. So if you can do a bunt for a base hit, I'm all for it. That should be part of your repertoire. As Nick Eckert strikes out here.
Important strikeout for Giru. That'll bring up Stock this time.
Yeah, but if you can do it for a base hit, it's a great tool to have. It's a great weapon in your arsenal. But I'm not a big fan of the sacrifice bunt because you give an out away, and outs are tough to come by.
Yeah, even at the MLB level, Max, I noted. Anybody who follows the game knows it's down as well. Few players can do it well, and you don't see the play on as much as that comes in for a strike. 1 out here.
Right. This is also the big strategy change within the MLB. Right. Everything is about elevating the ball, hitting it up in the air, hitting home runs, because that's by the numbers is the best way to win ball games. So
that's right. And that comes in for a strike as well. So.
And if
in the hole.
If you have the team to do it, and if you have a power lineup, it's also that it's adaptable to the German game. So we've seen it, I think, a little bit in 2021 and 22. The 2 teams that I've coached, we had a lot of power, a lot of home runs, and we would just eliminate the bunt, right? Because we didn't need it.
No, I remember those teams. There's a lot of home runs.
Yeah, really living off that long ball, but again. Really, like 2 really successful seasons, right?
That's right.
Made it to the finals in both of them and won it in 2022. So,
yes, remember that one well. So Giroux on the mound, 1-2 the count, 1 out. Runners on first and second. The delivery swing, and that gets past the catcher. Runners coming home. Looks like the ball is stuck in the netting. I think. Yeah, it was up against the screen. So each player, they should get 1 base.
Okay, so due to that pass ball, runners on second and third now, with just 1 out. Oh, 2 outs actually.
Because he would have struck out.
He
on
struck
that.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 outs now.
So the last 2 outs have been strikeouts for Giroux, trying to work himself out of this inning. But now the runners with that pass ball move up. Yes. Wenzel on second. Wojcicki at Wenzel at third. Wojcicki at second, and Gorsh at the plate. Nice pitch. Strike one. Giru looking to get out of this tough spot here in the top of the fifth. That is a close one, but a ball. 1-1. Oh, Gorse is 0-2 on the day. He's a .290 hitter. He's got 18 hits, 2 at-bats. Good lead down at third. That one's high. So 2-1 is the count. 2-0 the score, top of the fifth. Little bit of rain falling on the field now, so we will see if that affects anything. Probably not too bad.
I just have to maybe change my position because I'm getting rained on.
Are you?
But we'll be fine.
That's fouled back.
Foul ball.
Almost into the food area. You don't want to be. You don't want any damage to the hamburgers and the hot dogs. Come on now.
So 2-2 count. Marcel Giroux up until this point, trying to pitch himself out of trouble, doing a good job striking out the last two.
That's right. He's one strike away. Looks in at his catcher. Runners take their lead.
And
swing and a miss.
Strikes out. The side strikes out the last three guys. So no runs for the Cardinals. 2 runners left on base. Still this score 2-0. We'll be right back in the bottom half of the fifth.
So Giroux got out of a bit of a tough situation in the last inning, bringing up for, and now to lead off this inning is Eric Brink for, of course, the Capitals. 0-1 on the day.
Yeah, Marcel Giroux, just 3 strikeouts prior to this inning, and then pitching himself into a little trouble, and then able to get back and reach back and strike out the last 3 batters he faced. So
yes,
definitely one of the quality that he has, and also how he's been used in the past is in these high leverage situations where the Capitals really just need that strikeout, right? As Eric Brink hits it sharply.
Yes, on to first, and that is 1 down. So nice play by the third baseman, who has had a challenging day, but he snags that one. And there's 1 down in the inning.
Which brings up the third baseman, Nick Michaels. Nick Michaels with a base hit.
Yeah.
And reached on an error by the third baseman of the Cologne Cardinals. So twice on base.
Having a good game. So the rain is becoming a factor now in the game as it starts to fall heavily. It's windy here as well, but as that comes in for a strike, fans are hanging in there, seeing the umbrellas pop out.
Yeah, everyone prepared, looking at the forecast and making sure that they come prepared to the ballpark. But
yeah, my daughter, I wonder if she took my umbrella, which wouldn't surprise me. So the count is 1-2 with 1 out. And a chopper to the shortstop on to first. That's 2. 2 quick outs here for the Capitals. And that'll bring up Danny Sanchez.
Danny Sanchez reached on error by the shortstop and hit that sac fly, and basically through the sac fly scored Eric Brank, I believe.
Yes.
For the first run of the game. Looks at strike one here. Breaking pitch comes in there nicely for a strike.
Oh, it's a little high. 1-1.
Yeah, but after initial trouble and the 2 runs in the third inning, then Zach Dodson back at it, finding himself in a good groove here, but not allowing much.
I have to wonder that. So we saw that ball rather high. That one hit the ground well in front of the runner, in front of the plate. I'm wondering if maybe the wet weather is
affecting the grip on the ball. That might be the case, but
that was a good pitch, but hit out into left. He's going back. That one is gone. No,
it's not gone. It's
in a banner.
It's stuck in the banner, so it hit the fence. But that is going to be ruled a ground rule double, probably.
Probably.
So Danny Sanchez really gave that one a good ride to left field, over the left fielder's head. No chance.
You see everything in this game.
You
Max.
see everything in the game, yeah. So it's the ball is stuck in the fence, so it's a ground rule double. Danny Sanchez at second base, but really nice piece of hitting there. Just missed the home run by a few feet. So really gave that one a ride.
Got caught in the Bonn Solar banner. Right, okay, so Sanchez at second, and that'll bring up Lam Hunt. He's over 1. No, sorry. He is. He flew out to the right fielder in his last at-bat.
Yeah, 0 for 2 in his last 2 ABs. Daniel Lam Hunt, but a really nice job of Danny Sanchez extending the inning and also putting himself into scoring position immediately for the number 4 hitter of the day, Daniel Lam Hunt, who swings at the first pitch and fouls it off down the left field line.
So when do you start thinking about, I mean, every game is relative, of course, Max, but in conditions like these where it's not great and pitchers throwing a lot of pitches so far, what is your strategy once you approach 5th, 6th inning?
So from what perspective are you talking about? Are you talking Capitals, like lining up your pitching? I mean,
No, talking about from the pitching perspective. I mean, Dodson as well, and if you're pitching in these conditions, how far do you let the pitcher go?
Well, I mean, Dodson is a veteran guy, right? It's a 2-0 ball game, so Cologne is still in it, right?
Yeah.
And with Dodson, you definitely have the best Cologne pitcher up on the mound, so it's basically a judgment call, but you let him make the decision, right, for you.
That is skied, but heading foul.
So basically, at that point, Dodson is going to dictate and tell you how long he can go, and I'm sure he's not ready to go out in a 2-0 ball game and give it up to the Cologne bullpen.
No, he's got 70 pitches now. That's number 70, that last pitch he threw. So
yeah, so he's a durable guy. He's definitely capable of going 100 to 110, and he's a fierce competitor, as we know from our experience in the last years. So, and it's definitely also a special day for him. He's pitching in his former home stadium against his former team. So. It's definitely extra special for him today to pitch here one last time in the Bonn Capitals Rheinau Stadium. So
absolutely,
and he's doing a fantastic job. He's keeping the hitters off balance, even though he loses Daniel Lam Hunt here.
Well, so that would be, I believe, his first walk of the day. It is. He's only walked one guy. So runner is now at first and second for Bonn with 2 outs. That's Sanchez at second, Lam Hunt at first. I'll bring up Zolbach. 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Big swing on that one. He looked like he had that one lined up. Wants that one back. Solbach, of course, with we've said it a number of times now, but a very good performance last night. Also contributing today as well with that RBI. Close one, but that's a ball. Not pleased about it, perhaps, on the Cardinals side, of course. So the runner, Sanchez has a pretty good lead out there at second, and not being held on at first, that's a swing and a miss.
Yeah, again, that opportunity with runners on the bases for the Capitals, 2 outs, you really want that one decisive 2-out hit to, you know, kind of open up the game as Solbach fouls this pitch off.
He certainly looks like he's in there swinging. Fouled a couple off very well.
Yeah, he's not there to walk. That's for sure.
1-2 the count.
As the rain picks up even a little bit more now, so
this nice Bonn weather this year, Max.
Yeah, it's
and he swings and misses.
Face it, it's terrible.
So that'll be it for the Bonn Capitals this inning with that strikeout by Solbach, and the score remains 2-0 for the Capitals as we head now to the top of the 6th inning. 2-0 score. We'll be right back in Caps TV. Welcome back. Nick Piontek at bat for the Cologne Cardinals. 2-0 the score, still for the Bonn Capitals as the rain continues to fall and heavier here in Bonn. So a fly ball out into right field, no problem. And that's one down. And that will bring up Statler. So looking at the easy score board here, 6 hits for Bonn over these 6 innings, 3 for the Cardinals, 1 error officially for each team, although there's some wiggle room on that perhaps that we discussed earlier. Statler's your DH.
And Marcel Giru out for his 6th inning of work. Doing a really good job so far.
Yeah, he's almost the same as Dodson. There's 73 pitches on the day for Giroux. He had him fooled on that one, though.
Yeah, I would say it's a typical Marcel Giroux outing so far. So he pitches the strikeout when he needs it, but he also has some troubles with finding the strike zone. Already walking 4 in his 5+ innings of work.
And scooped up and thrown on to first for the second out of the inning. Nice play. As Michael's, down at third base.
Yeah, really ranging to his left, and then the off-balance throw to first base. Made it look easy for the second quick out of this inning.
Nice and smooth, despite the weather. Kept a good grip on that one. That'll bring up Anton Ellis. He's got 2 walks today.
Yeah,
so he's been on.
Been on twice.
Fell back. 0-1. So the bottom of the order, no. They've gotten on, though. I mean, it's...
Yeah, Kyle Wenzel really out of the 6-hole. The one guy who has reached twice with base hits, so 2 singles.
And Goshi's been on a bit as well. So that's a strike. 0-2. 2 out. 2-0 the score.
Yeah, it seems like Marcel Giroux is not enjoying himself being out there in the rain, so he's trying to make quick work of the Cologne Cardinals hitters in the 6th to get his team back into the dugout.
That's right. And they've got the short sleeves on. Probably not too warm out there either, but it is what it is, I guess. This reminds me more of a Canadian summer than a German one.
Yeah, we're all hoping that the weather is going to change at some point.
Exactly. Another foul back. Yeah, we had a barbecue last night, and we planned it a couple of weeks ago, and we thought, by then it'll be beautiful weather. We'll sit outside. Everybody had looked like their winter
coats on, yeah. Just Ernie Inzian, the former Bonn Capitals player here to my left. He's wearing shorts, so he's still hoping for summer. He has his sunnies on now, making a little fun with us. But I mean, it's a question of attitude, right?
That's right.
So it's June.
Dress for the weather you want.
It's June, so summertime. So
1-2 count, 2 out. Giru delivers.
Close pitch,
Ooh,
just
that
a
was
little
close
low.
One. Yeah.
Evens the count at 2-2.
Fans holding in there. They're still sitting out there. They've got their umbrellas. They're tough. These German spectators, they know how to settle in for a good game. And another foul. Staying alive.
Yeah, a good battle between Marcel Giroux and Evan Antonellis. So we are having trouble with his last name. We apologize.
We do.
We apologize for that, but yeah, he's not going down without a fight.
No.
As also this pitch close, but just below the zone.
Yeah, some close pitches.
Running the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It's 83 pitches now for Giru. He just wants to get dry and to his dugout. But he loses him on that. That was low. So,
as he walks, Evan walks for the 3rd time. I'm not even bothering to try.
No. You know who he is by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very impressive, and he, after a long battle, ends up victorious on that one.
Yeah, fouling off some tough pitches and taking some close pitches below the zone, and now awarding himself with the 3rd.
Nice hit into left field, but right at left fielder, and that will end the inning. So no score on that in that half inning. 2-0 remains the overall score, and Bonn's coming to the plate in the bottom of the 6th. We'll be right back. Caps TV.
besonderes Wetter hier im Stadion der Rheinaue und wir möchten uns herzlich auch bei besonderen Sponsoren bedanken, dem Lichthaus Enzinger, der Sparkasse Köln-Bonn, der Wolanski Versand Service, Robinson Web Fit, Bonn Gasbusch, der DHL Group, der Hokoburg, eBridge Consulting, McDonalds, der Firma Tam, der Steep GmbH und den Stadtwerken Bonn. Vielen Dank.
Gerade noch das letzte Aus in Left Field, jetzt schon am Schlag. Mit Nummer 1, der Left Fielder.
Welcome back to the game. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 2-0 is the score. And Quincing at the bat, he's 0 for 2 today. Zach Dodson still on the hill. You like what you see so far from Dodson today, Max?
Yeah, he's really making sure to keep these Bonn Capitals hitters off balance, using his entire arsenal of pitches. And even though there were some miscues behind him defensively, he's really settled into this game and making sure that he keeps the Capitals at 2 runs scored, really bringing out his competitive edge and also his experience now. So
sure, he's kept them in the game, that's for sure. And yeah, up to 82 pitchers now. He's pitched 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and only 1 walk on the day. So impressive, yeah.
As Anthony lifts this up to center field, but should be no problem for the Cologne Cardinals defense.
Except maybe the rain getting in your eyes, not the sun.
Yeah, I think everyone would appreciate the sun more than the rain, but makes the catch out in center field for the first out of the 6th inning.
That'll bring up the Canadian, Matthew Ward.
Yeah, your fellow Canadian.
I'll make sure I only mention that 15, 16 times a game.
That's fine.
Got to represent.
Yeah, he was able in his first trip to the plate today to account for his first hit in the Bonn Capitals uniform and struck out in his second trip to the plate. So 1 for 2 as he lifts this ball foul out of play.
Yeah, baseball's. I know Canada's known for hockey. It's probably the first sport everybody thinks of when it comes to hockey. But in the summer, a lot of the kids that are playing hockey in the winter, they're playing baseball in the summer. And really, Canada. I mean, football, as in soccer, as it's known, of course, in Canada, is coming on strong. But Canada's always been very much a 2-sport nation with hockey and baseball.
I think that is something fantastic. It's also embedded into the school system, right?
It is.
As they start off with, I think, four sports or athletic fields that they do for 3 months a year.
That's right.
And then the older they get, the more specialized it becomes. And I think it's a tremendous idea to, at the end of the day, create athletes. And that's why Canada is involved, not only in hockey and not only known for hockey, but also for a lot of very talented baseball players.
And that one, second baseman calling for it. He comes over all the way almost to center left field. That gets the out on that 2 out. Yes, right now, of course, for Canadians, it's prime sports season because you've got the Stanley Cup playoffs on for hockey, and now, usually we're hoping for a bit better with the Jays, but it is what it is, of course. But interesting here, of course, you've got the European Championships as well.
Ongoing at the moment. Germany already.
Oh, hot shot down to third, takes it, and that'll end the inning. So Dodson makes short work of the Capitals. We head to the top of the 7th. 2-0 is the score for Bonn. We'll be right back on Caps TV. Welcome back to Bonn Capitals baseball. 2-0 is the score in some very wet conditions, and we have a change in pitchers. Titus von Kapp is now on the mound for the Capitals, but Marcel Giru, great game today. He pitched 6 innings, 3 hits off him. He had 5 walks and 6 strikeouts. But I know only a little about Von Kapp. Max, what can you tell us?
So Titus joined the Capitals last year, is Munich native.
That count alive, and it still is, of course, 1-1 with that throw over. Bonn 6 hits on the day. Cologne 4. Wenzel, the runner at first, not going. That pitch comes in high. 2-1 the count.
With that lefty hitter, with the 2-1 count, good spot to hit and run here and get the runner in motion. So, but he stays put, and Gochi looks at strike 2. 2-2 the count now. See if Wenzel is now off with the pitch in the 2-2 count.
This might be the time to do it.
It's the 7th inning. You've got to take some risk, right?
To
get some action. As Titus von Kapp misses here low. Count now full 3-2.
Just checking those shoes a lot. Boy, it's got to be nasty out there on the mound with all this rain coming down.
Yeah, and no, it's obviously important to have balance and to have a stable ground underneath you in order to repeat your delivery. So definitely tough conditions at the moment here for Titus von Kapp, who
he looked like he was on that one. So full count. This pitcher resets. Kapp. Lots of umbrellas. Not much wind, of course. It's tough to play, but with the full count, throw over, not going. It's back safely. Fans look like they're holding in there, though. Got a couple here in the tent where we're announcing the game from. Delivery on the full count. Another foul back. Hits the... It looked like interference, actually, because it did hit his glove, but I'm not sure if that was a foul back or...
So we definitely have a confusing situation right now. I don't think everyone knows exactly what is happening. But the runner back at first base now, so...
I thought it was a foul, but...
I was under the impression as well, but home plate umpire is explaining it to head coach Alex Bayham at the moment, so seems no...
Onwards.
Nothing to complain about right now, so everyone is okay. So, runner at first base, full count on the catcher, Gochi.
And yet another foul. He's been at bat for a little while now, making it tough for Von Kapp. Runner takes his lead again. Count is still full. Still nobody out.
And he loses him. So base on ball, giving the Cardinals 2 base runners to work with.
Yeah, that's Wenzel out at second. Which first now as the meeting on the mound takes place.
Stan Exeter, the head coach of the Capitals, giving him a little break as Titus von Kapp allowed the 2 first Cardinals hitters to reach base. And we apologize that the picture is not showing at the moment. We're trying to fix it momentarily. But we'll do continue the play-by-play. So we'll continue the play-by-play and keep you updated. So Cologne Cardinals are up in the bottom of the 7th. 2 runners on. Karl Wenzel at second base and Haruki Gochi at first base. No outs. The hitter is number 22, Nick Eckert. 0 for 2 in the ball game so far. Show and bunt.
And he gets it down.
Gets it down.
Oh.
And the overthrow over first base, scoring at least 1. And now runners at third and second. Nobody out for the Cardinals.
Saw the coach actually waving him home, but he held up of his own accord. What? Yes. So runner, yes, on second and third, but it looked like he was getting the wave home and saw that the throw is coming in. It's probably good that they held him because it was a strong throw coming home.
Now really taking advantage of these wet conditions here. Titus von Kopf having some trouble picking up the baseball off the wet grass and making a strong throw over to first base, but rather overthrowing the second baseman covering the bag. So
yes,
we got something brewing here in the bottom of the 7th inning, or top of the 7th inning, I'm sorry. So 1 run for the Cardinals so far, third and second occupied, and yet no outs. Timo Stock, the shortstop, at bat.
He's 0 for 1 today with the walk. So yes, just imagine it's the old-time days of baseball where there is no picture, but you get to hear the game. We're working on it, folks.
Timo Stock takes this pitch for ball 2, 2-0 the count. Titus von Kopf somewhere struggling so far to really get ahead of hitters and attacking them. So 2-1 is the score.
That's fouled back.
So 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Titus von Kopf again having trouble getting the mud out of his cleats. So conditions are rough at the moment.
That's right, and Bonn's really just scrambling to
hold on to the lead.
Exactly, with nobody out. You've got to be very careful here.
As Timo Stock swings and misses on the elevated fastball, so 2-2 the count, and the strikeout definitely needed in this situation.
We saw Giru get out of this a similar situation earlier on in the game. We'll see if Von Kopf can do the same.
So third and second occupy for the Cardinals. Timo Stock at the plate with a 2-2 count, and the next offering is high, full count. Yet we don't see any action in the Bonn Capitals bullpen so far, so we have a good view into the bullpen, and there's no one warming up yet. So Stan Exeter really trusting Titus von Kopf to get out of the situation. 2-1 ball game in the top half of the 7th inning, and there's some life for the Cardinals as Timo Stock bounces the ball. So play at first base. We record the out there, and then we throw behind the runner to second base, and the runner from third base takes off and scores while the second baseman back and even out the score here in the top half of the 7th inning, and it's not over yet as it's 1 out, runners in scoring position. Nick Eckert still at second base.
Ooh.
As now number 8, I think, pinch hitter up for the Cardinals.
I have Samuel Gorsch at bat.
But it's number 8.
Yeah. So
batting currently. We're going to figure out who that is in a moment.
We're working on it.
as he lines softly to first base. He catches it out
Doubles
of
him
the
up.
air, and the double play to end the inning.
That was lucky for them.
Lucky double play to get out of the inning, but damage done. 2-2 ball game here against the Cologne Cardinals. Cologne Cardinals able to score 2 in the top half of the 7th. We're going to be right back. So we're back. Unfortunately, still technical difficulties, but we have our best men and women working on this. So 2-2 ball game in the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Cardinals able to come back and score 2 in the top half of the inning. And we have a pitching change after 6 innings of successful baseball thrown by Zach Dodson. Nick Kirchhoff on the mound now for the Cardinals, delivering ball 1 to the right fielder of the Capitals, Luis Martin. Luis Martin 0 for 2 during his first 2 trips to the plate, as he lines this ball to right center field, but the center fielder not able to make the catch. Leadoff base runner for the Capitals. Really good contact by Luis Martin, hitting a line drive. Valiant attempt from the center fielder Nick Eckert, diving for the ball but not able to make the catch. Leadoff base runner here for the Capitals. Brings up Eric Brank. Eric Brank, who looks at strike 1. Luis Martin at first base. Eric Brank at bat as he takes the ball low. 1-1 the count. 2-2 ball game here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Capitals need to come back here. Good opportunity with a leadoff base runner, as Nick Kirchhoff delivers strike 2 against Eric Brink. Fastball over the outside corner of the plate. 1-2 the count. So I hope you guys can still hear us, as Eric Brink lifts this ball up to right field. The right fielder making the catch on the run for the first out. Luis Martin has to go back to first base. First out, Eric Brink flies out to right field. So still the situation, Luis Martin on first, brings up the third baseman of the Capitals, Nick Michaels. Nick Michaels with one hit so far, reached on an error by the third baseman as he swings and misses at the first offering. 0-1 the count. Chased the elevated fastball by Nick Kirchhoff. And also takes strike two over the outside part of the plate. 0-2 the count against Nick Michaels. Takes the next offering low. 1-2 the count. Luis Martin still staying put at first base. Cardinals defense set up in double play depth, ready to turn the double play, as Nick Michaels also takes this ball. With reaching on error, a sac fly, and a ringing double to left field, hitting the fence just a feet or two away from a home run. So he's having a good game himself right now. Runners at third and first. Nick Kirchhoff on the mound delivers the first pitch, and Danny Sanchez fouls it off out of play. Rain is constantly falling down, making these conditions even. Danny Sanchez swings and misses. 0-2 the count now. One out. Luis Martin at third base. Nick Michaels with his base hit at first. 0-2 the count. Danny Sanchez at bat. Which brings up Daniel Lampunt with 2 outs in the inning and 2 runners on. Lampunt grounded into a double play, grounded out to the shortstop, and reached base on the base on ball. So he's due for a hit here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Score is 2-2 with 2 runners on for the Capitals. And we apologize again for the technical difficulties. We are trying to fix this as soon as possible, making sure that you guys can witness the remainder of this game, as this ball is in the dirt and the catcher Haruki Gochi blocks it nicely. Runners thereby stay put, so Luis Martin remains Nick Piontek. But I think it's him. And then Paul Stadler and Evan Antonellis, so 2, 3, 4. And we got Finn Freisberg on the mound, a new pitcher.
Welcome back to Bonn Capitals baseball. Again, you're not seeing very much out there. We're continue to work on getting you a picture for the game. The score is 2-2 in the top of the 8th inning, and we have a new pitcher on the mound, Max. Finn Freisberg.
Yeah, Finn Freisberg, young guy, also under 23, made his way to Cologne to study, and he joined the Bonn Capitals program out of Regensburg. So last year had a really successful season in relief for the Legionäre, and now pitching for us here in a crucial spot in the 8th inning. First offering is low for ball 1.
Yeah, to Piontek is at bat. He's 1 for 3 today. He's fouled on the first base side.
Yeah, so welcome back to Bonn Capitals broadcast, right? Radio broadcast,
right.
Not Caps TV at the moment. But I hope you bear with us. We're gonna try and give you all the information you need in order to follow the game as closely as possible.
Yeah, and despite the weather, Max, it is a good game so far. Tightly fought battle.
It is a good game for sure. Titus von Kopf had to give up 2 runs in his 1 inning of work, and now we are all tied in the top half of the 8th inning, 2-2.
2-1 the count.
And that strike 2, so evens the count at 2-2. Cologne bench not happy about this call, but I thought it was definitely a competitive pitch for sure. So 2-2 the count. No one on for Finn Freisberg, the new lefty pitcher for the Capitals.
That's a hit out to deep center field, but Rosenthal there, and he's got it. And
so fortunately not a hit, right?
Not a hit.
Not a hit. So
that's 1 out now in the inning, and that will bring up Stadler for the Cardinals.
Yeah, who's 0 for 3. He grounded out twice and flied out to the first baseman, so no damage yet for him.
Yeah, 8 hits today for Bonn, resulting in 2 runs, and then 4 hits for Cologne, resulting in their 2 runs. They've got an error on the day. We've got 2 official, but we'll see. We some discussion on that earlier in the game. Freisberg in. He's got a 1-0 count on the batter, Stadler. That was low as well. So the Cardinals get vocal in their dugout, obviously trying to eke out a win here. Their playoff chances will depend, of course, as they always do in these remaining games of the season.
For them and their situation, taking this 1 game from Bonn would be huge.
Yeah.
For Bonn, it's quite necessary to take this game against the Cologne Cardinals to stay in the race with Hamburg and Paderborn as they play in Hamburg. And I will check the score for you.
All right, thanks, Max.
It's it's a 1-2 ball game. The Untouchables leading in the bottom of the third inning. So also there, if it stays that way, that would be the anticipated split between the two teams. But yet Capitals have to take care of business here against the Cologne Cardinals.
So
as he walks Paul Stadler and surrenders the first base, the first hitter or base runner to be exact.
I'll bring up Antonielis. It's funny. It says he's 0 for 0 today, but of course he's got 3 walks.
So he's reached base on every single occasion so far. Now facing Finn Freisberg for the first time with runner on first base. 1 out, 2-2 ball game here in the 8th. As this pitch is a strike over the outside corner of the plate.
You know, Max,
0-1 the count.
Max, I think the rain is starting to lessen a bit, and
so maybe also the picture comes back, and then we're all happy campers as Finn Freisberg picks off to first base, but Paul Stadler dives in safely.
Animated below us, we're right above the Cardinals bench, so good to hear a fair amount. They're still in the game.
Yeah, their head coach Alex Bayham demanding, hey, we're in it to win it right now, so I want that attitude, and you guys better show me that you want to win this ball game. So, and they do have the chance, as it is a tied game, 2-2 in the top of the 8th.
Flashing the signs down to the runner on first base, who is going, bounces the pitch, and it gets by the catcher, Ward. But, so, it results in a stolen base for Piontek. Or, sorry,
Stadler.
Stadler.
Paul Stadler now at second base, in scoring position with 1 out, and the dangerous Evan Antonellis at bat. Definitely one of their toughest hitters, and has also some pop.
Yeah, that area around the home plate, Max, is looking a little bit like, well, you know, the end of a horse race. Where it's a little choppy in there.
Yeah, also the pitcher's mound, so definitely the field and the pitcher's mound and home plate affected by all the rain coming down. As Antonellis lifts this foul towards the right field line.
Yes.
Out of play.
To the left of us, of course, we would look at traditionally what would be the visiting team stands. They're pretty much empty, but on the Bonn side, credit to them, they're hanging in there. Still got a number of people at the game today.
Yeah, I can't really go if it's a 2-2 ball game, right? And all of them know there's no tie in baseball, so we're going to find a winner today at some point.
That's right. We're here to the bitter end.
2-2 count now against Antonellis, who's still AB with a runner on second base. Finn Freisberg on the mound, delivers low, full count. So again, crucial spot here in the top half of the 8th, as the Capitals are trying to.
He was up one. He had the count of 1-2 at one point. Now he's lost 3 balls, and that one's fouled back. Don't want to lose.
And there's room. Marcus Obach makes the catch.
Catch it. I lost that one. Very nice.
So the pop out results in the second out of the inning. And with 2 outs now and runners in scoring position at second base, Mo Judike at bat, who struck out and flied out twice, so he's 0 for 3. As we are continuing to check if we can at some point get the picture back. We are definitely working here right next to us.
He's got the pick out on the mound now. The pitcher,
so now
Freisberg, is trying to get the mud out of his shoe.
Yeah, and now we're bringing in the big guns. Max Paulos now trying to fix it here.
Oh, expert level now.
So,
do you know what that cord does, Max? I wouldn't touch that one. Don't cut the blue cord.
Take the Strike one to Mo Utica, who's 0 for 3 today.
Yeah, he's had some struggles at the plate.
So it was right on the line, but it was a good, solid RBI single, or RBI double, actually.
May see a change here.
Stan Exeter on his way to the mound, talking to Finn Freisberg.
Yeah.
Taking the ball from Finn Freisberg, making the pitching change here.
Shall we take a little break, Max?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Why don't we give a little break and we wait for the pitcher to come in, and we'll tell you all about him as soon as we come back. 3-2 is the score for the Cardinals over the Capitals so far.
We're back here. Pitching change for the Capitals. Capitals are going to their righty reliever, Rick Koch.
No relation to Sasha, is it, Max?
No relation to Sasha, no. So a different Koch family.
All right.
Also, he is coming back from college for the first time pitching in a Capitals uniform, as he faces the red-hot Kyle Wenzel, who's 3 for 3 today with 3 singles. So again, crucial high-leverage spot here for Rickard Koch, who comes in and takes over for Finn Freisberg, who gives up 1 run in 0.2 innings of work.
Yeah, a crucial run that is.
As the Cardinals took the lead, they turned this game around. Capitals were leading 2-0 for quite a long time. And now in the 7th and 8th innings, Cardinals are able to score 2 and now 1 run to take the lead, 3-2.
Indeed. No, well, 2 out. Runner at second is Utica.
As Rickard Koch misses up.
He's only pitched 2.2 innings, I see here.
Also, he just arrived mid-May here in Bonn, and is getting his work in with the two pitching specialists, Clemens and Marcus, that are closely working with him as he gives up a base hit to right field. Luis Martin picks it up, the runner on its way to home plate, and he's out at the plate.
Wow.
Luis Martin with his throw able to limit the damage.
Beautiful
Capitals
throw.
get the out at home plate. So
that was impressive,
only
Max.
1 run scored in the inning, but yet the Cardinals lead the Caps 3-2. We go in the bottom half of the 8th. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Bonn Capitals baseball, where the score is 3-2 for the Cardinals as we head into the bottom of the 8th inning. Great game so far. I again will mention it that there is no picture. We're suffering some technical difficulties on the visual level, but audio-wise, we are there for you. At the bat right now is Zobek for the Capitals, and this, if they're going to do it, Max, this is the time.
Yeah, one of 2 chances, right, left in the ball game to flip this game yet around as Marcus Solbach hits this one deep into left field, and it's over the left fielder's head. Leadoff double for Marcus Solbach to start off the bottom half of the 8th inning. So good sign here from Marcus Solbach, giving this ball a ride to the left center field fence for a double.
That, to me, I could have sworn off the bat that was gone.
I thought it had a chance for sure, but if I've learned one thing over the course of this season, you need to be hesitant with your calls from this position here. So see how it plays out and then make the call.
I've been fooled a couple of times doing this work.
But Marcus Solbach definitely gave this ball a ride, and he ends up at second base with a leadoff double, bringing up Anthony Rodriguez-Klinsing, who's 0 for 3 today with a strikeout and 2 fly balls to left and center field.
I'm not sure we mentioned there has been a pitching change. Nikolai Kirchhoff is on the mound for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Maybe you mentioned that when I wasn't here, but
I did, and in his second inning of work, in relief for Zach Dodson. And Anthony show and bunt, and he gets it down. The pitcher throws to first base, and he throws it wide. The ball game is tied, and Anthony Rodriguez
overthrows it in second, too.
Yeah, Anthony Rodriguez-Klinsing cruises into second base. So also here, the problems, the wet conditions here a factor in this game. Nick Kirchhoff not able to throw to first base, overthrows, and the game is tied 3-3.
That was something.
With runners in scoring position, and we have a pinch runner, Anthony Rodriguez-Klinsing, done for the day, doing his job, getting high fives from his teammates, and Danny Lankhorst, who didn't get the start today, he's now in at second base, speedy runner, and we have your fellow Canadian, Matthew Ward, at the plate, looking to do some damage and taking over this game again.
Yeah. Canadian, will they come through in the pinch? The pressure is on. 1-0 is the count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the eighth runner. At second for the Caps, looking to go ahead. And what has been an odd game with the weather and some strange plays. Of course, the overthrow here, I would say, based purely on the weather. The wet ball.
Yeah, we had everything. We had some offense. We had some nice ringing hits on both sides. We had some errors and some miscues defensively. And we had some lead changes. We had an outfield assist, a really great throw that from Luis Martin in the top half of the inning. And it's been an exciting ball game so far, for sure.
It has, and we saw another bunt attempt here. Looks like Bonn is going to play a little small ball to try and take the lead. No, I mean, if it works,
of course,
with a wet ball, why not?
As it is still no outs here in the eighth inning for the Capitals, with a runner in scoring position at second base.
Shows it again.
And takes it back and takes the pitch for a ball outside.
3-1 count. Nobody out.
So we're tied here in the bottom half of the eighth. Capitals coming back from the 3-2 deficit. The Cologne Cardinals defense anticipating the bunt, and Matthew Ward lays down a beauty. Tough play, but he makes the play. Good play by the pitcher, making the adjustment. Matthew Ward with a successful sack bunt.
I was going to say you could see on that play that he intentionally set himself, not wanting the same thing that happened in the previous play, but gets the job done. Runner down to third, one out.
So runner at third brings up Josef Rosenthal, who lined out sharply in his last at-bat to the third baseman. He's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Hit the ball hard 3 times, really hit it on the nose. And the infield is in for the Cardinals as he swings and misses at the on the first offering. 0-1 count.
9 hits for the Capitals now today. 6 hits for the Cardinals.
Danny Lankhorst at third base. The infield in for the Cologne Cardinals. Nick Kirchhoff on the mound. Josef Rosenthal at bat in the crucial spot here as he takes ball 1. 1-1 the count.
See them joking around a bit here at third base. Familiar with each other.
Outfield straight up. The infield in. On the grass.
Maybe expecting a bit of a squeeze play.
As this ball is outside, and nice job by the catcher of the Cologne Cardinals to keep this ball in his glove. So 2-1 the count on Josef Rosenthal. Danny Lankhorst at third base, so definitely speed in the batter's box and on the bases. Crucial spot here in a 3-3 ball game as he takes that pitch.
Didn't like that one.
Top of the strike zone. Didn't like that call too much, but 2-2 the count now.
got to reset, get his mind back in the right place for that. I mean, especially this late in the game, you don't want to be thinking about the last pitch as you're stepping in for the next. Brilliant opportunity here to take the lead very late in the game. Oh, and he's out on that one.
The looking strikeout here in that crucial spot. That is tough
to take that.
You hope for him to at least put it in play, right? And if you put it in play, good things will happen. But now the infield moves back, and Luis Martin steps into the batter's box. He's 1 for 3 with a nice single in his last attempt, in his last AB. And still the runner at third base, and the chance for the Capitals to do some damage here with 2 outs as he watches ball 1 low.
Langhorst at third base. He's the runner. 2 out, 1-0 the count now on Martin.
And that is also low, so 2-0 the count.
Rain has, I think, fallen off now. There's not.
Yeah, it's
slight
stopped.
Sprinkle.
It stopped.
Yeah,
it stopped. I think it's just from the tent that we're under, where drops will come down as Luis Martin takes ball 3. 3-0 the count with the dangerous Eric Brink in the on-deck circle. So that's definitely something to avoid for Nick Kirchhoff, to give the free pass to Luis Martin, the number 9 hole.
That'd be one way to drive a coach crazy, I would assume, Max. You walk the...
As that is ball 4, so
wow.
Luis Martin walks here, and that brings up Eric Brink. Eric Brink so far only has reached base, though, just once via the hit by pitch. So he's 0 for 3 today.
And he also may be due.
So he's overdue. Again, yesterday with a tremendous performance, Eric Brink with 4 hits in 5 trips, 2 RBIs as well. So definitely need him here in this tight spot. 3-3 ball game. 2 runners on now for the Capitals with 2 outs as Eric Brink looks at strike 1, breaking pitch, the top of the zone.
So Langhorst has been down here at third base for quite a while now, awaiting his opportunity to go home, and of course
Luis Martin.
Martin at first base.
As Eric Brink fouls this off.
He's got a nice smooth swing. I always like watching Brink hit.
But finds himself down in the count, 0-2. 2 outs, 2 runners on. We need that 2-out hit as predicted, so somebody has to do it now in order to regain the lead.
Key pitch in the game. Runners going, and Brink reaches out, fouls it back, stays alive.
So some action on the base path, trying to create some holes defensively for Brink. But also 0-2, obviously always a good spot to run, right? Especially
Indeed.
with 2 outs, Eric Brink having to protect the plate. Down in the count.
Langhorst takes his lead once again.
And
just got a piece of that.
Foul ball. Still, count remains 0-2.
Almost need a pair of rubber boots out there on the mound, but again, with the rain stopping, maybe it gets a little bit better.
Nick Kirchhoff still on the mound for the Cardinals, delivers.
Runner going.
As Eric Brink offers at this one, strikeout to end the inning. So the Cardinals, even though they surrender that 1 run to tie the ball game, they can limit the damage here. So 3-3 ball game, we head into the 9th inning. We'll be right back. Bonn Capitals radio broadcast. back here in the top half of the 9th inning. Cardinals and Caps tied up 3-3 going into the 9th. And we have catcher Haruki Gochi, the first hitter for the Cardinals, taking strike one. He's over the outside of the plate, outside part of the plate.
He's got 2 walks today.
Yeah, reached on base twice.
Yep.
And also hit into a double play.
And I do believe, was he not one of the ones picked off?
He might have been, yeah, he might have been.
Oh, that was Stock. Okay.
Scored a run, though, for the Cardinals. After reaching, and he hits one down the line, fair, and it's mishandled in right field, but Josef Rosenthal still holds him to a single. Somewhat surprising, but leadoff base runner here for the Cardinals.
Again, just like we saw in the last inning, that hit really hugged the line. Just fair.
Brings up Nick Eckert, who is just reached on base once on the error by pitcher Titus van Kopf after the successful bunt attempt.
Yep.
So see if they are going to still play for 1 run and bunt in this situation again with runner on first. But that seems not to be the case, at least not now, as he takes ball 1 up and in.
Yeah, and Gochi has he's stolen 3 bases, caught stealing once, so he is a threat. Well, wants to
takes off, but now Josef Rosenthal is able to catch this fly ball out of the air for out number 1. So Nick Eckert retired.
That'll bring up Timo Stock.
Timo Stock walked and was one of the guys caught stealing by Marcel Giru and struck out twice. So he is 0 for 2 in the ball game.
The runner was going on that last pitch, not the one that's it's happening now, but again, I think there's you want to get that runner into scoring position as quickly as you can if you're the Cardinals.
So a really competitive game here, 3-3 in the 9th. As Rickard Koch falls behind here to Timo Stock. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Runners at first for the Cardinals. Stays put, ground ball to the shortstop, Eric Brank. He flips it to second base for the out, but that's all they're going to get. Timo Stock beats out the poor throw to first base. So get the lead runner. That was important for sure. Good play by Eric Brink.
Yeah, it's slippery ball they're dealing with too. As we've mentioned a few times, we've seen a few plays where one would figure that the wet ball comes into play.
So 2 outs in the inning. Now Rickard Koch still on the mound for the Capitals in his 2nd inning of work in relief for Marcel Giroux, Titus van Kopf, and Finn Freisberg. So far doing a good job of inducing weak contact. Just giving up that 1 hit to the catcher of the Cardinals as he now faces number 8, Pepe Stockhaus, who came into the game for Semi Gorsh in right field.
Out at first base, we've got Stock, who has 4 stolen base on
as
the
he goes on that play, but fouled by Pepe Stockhaus, which was unfortunate. I think Alex Behem, the head coach of the Cardinals, wants that back and wants his hitter to stay put and not attempt to swing at that one, because Timo Stock had a really, really good jump to steal second base, but he has to retrieve to first base. 1-1 count against Pepe Stockhaus.
I was going to say, 4 steals by Stock out there at first. Three caught stealing too, though.
Yeah. Now, outside ball. 2-1 the count now on Pepe Stockhaus. And we'll see if Timo Stock, no, he doesn't. He goes to second base, and poor throw that ends up in center field.
What's going on?
Yeah, he's out. So
the runner didn't see the fact that the ball went into center field, wandered down to third, tagged, and was out.
That was definitely a crazy play. I don't even know how to explain it, to be honest with you. But so steal attempt, the ball gets thrown into center field, so he's safe at second base. And then
I don't know why he came off the base. I'm not sure what the reasoning is. Just stay where you are. There seems to be some discussion whether it was obstruction or not. And that the coach is still out there from the Cardinals discussing that.
So anyways, Timo Stock, after being safe at first base, he jogged towards third base, and the Bonn defense threw the ball to third base and tagged him out to end the inning. So there's still some discussion from head coach Alex Bayham, who is still talking to Dirk Beal and Tim Meyer, the two field umpires, and now showing some attitude. So,
yeah, when in doubt, stay where you are. I mean, I just don't understand why he would walk down to third. But
now Alex Bayham is getting taken off the field by his shortstop, Timo Stock. But he is Alex Bayham definitely having a laugh on his face. Doesn't really understand the situation. But
and frankly, it's difficult to understand from our side.
I'm still not 100% sure what happened. But for my Capitals heart says I'm very happy.
Yes.
I'm very happy about this. Ultimately, definitely Timo Stock had the chance to be safe at third base if he sprints, but
exactly.
He decided to jog towards third base.
That was the most confusing part to me. I mean, are you committed to the player, aren't you? And I didn't understand the walk over.
So weird things happening. I'm sorry that we can offer you
much of a picture,
but we're gonna try and do our best to give you the game by the play-by-play.
And we've seen a little bit of everything today. So,
anyways, a lot of discussions. we are going in the bottom half of the ninth inning, so the last original chance for the Capitals to win this ball game, and we're up in the lineup 2, 3, 4. Nick Michaels, Danny Sanchez, and Daniel Lampont. So the heart of the Capitals order up for the Capitals, and Nick Michaels takes ball one high.
It's a good game so far today. 3 for 4, and he gets hit.
Nick Michaels gets hit by pitch, but that's what you want, right? In this situation, leadoff base runner for the Capitals.
That's right. And if you're the pitcher, I mean, if there's ever a guarantee when it was not intentional, it would be the bottom of the ninth inning with the game on the line. That'll bring up Danny Sanchez to the plate with Michaels on first base being hit by the pitch. Getting any clarity on that play?
So still not, but I'm more than happy to talk to the two umpires that made the call, and because they seemed really sure about what was happening, and they are the experts on the baseball field, because even players, they come to the ballpark and they see something new every day, and they don't exactly know the rules. So I'm happy to talk to Tim and Dirk after the game and understand what happened.
And Sanchez shows bunt as well, doesn't he? Pulls back, of course, but 1-1 the count now.
So Nick Michaels at first base, no outs for the Capitals here, and the number 3-hole hitter Danny Sanchez up.
He's got one stolen base, Michaels does. So I'm not sure how much of a threat he is, but they want to get that runner in scoring position. But Sanchez, good hitter, shows bunt again, and that ball is low. Count now is 2-1. Nobody out here. 3-3 is the score. All tied up in the bottom of the ninth. If Bonn scores here, of course they win the game. But they've got to get that runner around. Michaels, who is on first, they got to get him home. Sanchez shows bunt again. That again is a ball. Count definitely in his favor now at 3-1.
The question is here: do you free up the bat in the hitter's count for the hitter, or do you are you willing to sacrifice and get the runner into scoring position? Danny also known to hit into double plays, so that's a coin flip right here as he bunts that ball
right to first base.
Who steps on the bag for the out, but successful sacrifice bunt.
Did his job. Boy, it was almost like a swinging bunt, but he got it down.
One would call it a push bunt, right?
Push bunt.
Still trying to competitively make his way to first base, so also a variant of the bunt to be safe yourself. So I like that, to be honest with you. Always putting pressure on the defense, but that was right towards the first baseman who had no trouble going back to the bag.
And now they've got the runner in scoring position for Daniel Lamhunt.
Yeah, Nick Michaels at second base, Daniel Lamhunt at the plate.
Strike comes in, but this is the ideal situation, I think, if you're the Bonn Capitals. You've got your cleanup hitter at the plate. You got your runner to second base, looking at some very good baseball fundamentals happening on the field now for the Capitals.
Capitals not successful, though, not that successful in these types of situations, scoring the runners that they get on. So a lot of left on base for the Capitals. Even yesterday, with a comfortable 7-2 lead, but that's definitely a problem of the Capitals offense to get that decisive hit to score the runner. But we'll see here in a 1-1 count, 1 out, runner at second.
That's low.
This ball is low for ball 2.
Yeah, it's a reminder. Michael's out there at second base, just waiting to come home. Fans still in attendance here today, so have a good number of people here clapping their hands, urging a win for their Bonn Capitals. See some light in the sky. The rain seems to have gone. 2-1 delivery on the way. Swing and a miss. That's 2-2.
A really long swing there from Dan. I think he wanted to score more than 1 run on this swing, so not necessary, Dan. Shorten that up.
A single
especially in
should do it.
In a 2-2 count, shorten it up, put the ball in play as he fouls this one off his foot. Count remains at 2-2.
Yeah, he's swinging hard, and again, a single would be ideal in this situation.
Yeah, definitely something Daniel gets into trouble with, right? That long swing.
Right.
And then he's going to have trouble with velocity at some point. So
Kuchov is he's up to almost 50 pitches.
As Daniel Lamhunt lines this to left field. Nick Michaels on its way to home plate. He's going to score the winning run. Daniel Lamhunt walks it off for the Capitals here in the bottom half of the ninth, and he gets...
Look at the water going out. The players are on the field.
Everyone is celebrating Daniel Lamhunt's walk-off hit here to secure the win over the Cologne Cardinals. The Caps win 4-3 is your final score. Daniel Lamhunt, the hero.
The hero, and we said a single was what it took. A single's what he delivered, and we, in a game where we saw a little bit of everything, had a little bit of every kind of weather, that is the end of it, 4-3, and so we'll look at the technical for the next game, but in the meantime, as the players come out and shake hands, what were your observations on what Bonn did to win the game? As in, what was one of the biggest keys that you found?
I mean, I think the big key was, hey, not hanging your heads after Cologne took the lead, and coming right back and tying the ball game up 3-3 and wasting no time there. I think really was the key today, to give yourself a chance to walk it off in the ninth, which is what happened. So tremendous fight, tremendous team win for sure. There are some areas that the Capitals still need to work on offensively, defensively, pitching-wise. There is room for improvement for sure, but that was a well-fought game, and I give credit to the Cologne Cardinals coming back, keeping the game close early on. Zach Dodson, tremendous job.
A good game, yes.
Keeping it at 2-0. And then giving his team actually a chance to come back and turn this game around.
Indeed. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for hanging in there with us. Thanks for listening. And on behalf of Angela Beckman and Fabian Tasing, and, of course, Max Schmidt, thank you very much. And we will talk to you all later. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.